I'm Andrew, the young adult and media librarian at North Brunswick Public Library. Today I'm going to talk about a new graphic novel. It's from Germany. And hi, Panda. Excuse me. And it's about feelings of loss and grief and guilt. And you're very cute, Panda, but I need to talk now. And wow, Panda is zombie. You know, sometimes things can be so cute and so dangerous, and it becomes quite unexpected, such as the case of the artwork in this new graphic novel, Ever After, by Olivia Vieweg. And and if you look at this cover, it looks like, oh, this looks like a sweet story, heartwarming, maybe a little sad, maybe a little hopeful. Looks like two friends out in the wilderness. And there is that element to it too, right? This to me looks like, okay, this looks almost like a little bit of a maybe a romantic story, or maybe that, and right, it places us actually about, you can't read it too well, but it says the barricaded city of Weimar, Germany. And yeah, so far, well, the sky looks very red. Maybe it's sunless light, sunset. Maybe I wouldn't be too worried about. But soon it becomes clear that something's a little bit off here, and we're taking to what appears to be sort of maybe a hospital or some kind of institution, mental institution possibly, and we'll meet the heroine Vivi. And as it goes on, we learn a little bit more about the world. It seems that there was a zombie apocalypse fairly recently, and people are living in fear, and people are, and you know, in the case of Phoebe, she's feeling a lot of like maybe survivor's guilt, right? And you know, her sister was killed, and she feels absolutely terrible about that. And some of the but what's interesting is how much of this doesn't look like a typical zombie tale, right? In fact, some of it you could just have outside of the book and it would just look like maybe a typical, maybe Japanese style comic about, you know, coming of age sort of thing. Well, anyways, as it happens, Vivi and another girl, Eva, who has a very different attitude than Vivi, have an adventure. They have to go to the other barricaded city. In order to do that, they have to cross the countryside, and they are worried, of course, about zombie attacks. So yeah, so there is blood and gore in here, but there's actually not as much as in a lot of horror comics. I think really the focus isn't so much on the zombies as it is on the people and how they deal with their situations and the characterization. So I thought this was really an original take on what's become an old story. You know, I think it brings sort of new life to the zombie genre. Of course, we have it at North Brunswick Library. We have it in the YAGN section. You can place a hold on it, or you can stop by and see if you can find a copy, or if not, you can certainly find something else. Have you heard of this book? I'd love to hear your take on it. Or you can also make requests for other books that you think we would get for the library, or maybe other books that I can talk about or the videos. I'd love to hear from you. And thanks a lot, and happy reading.